Hello. This video is dedicated to seeing to it that the world achieves the United Nations 2015 Millennium Goals. Unlike certain parties, I am dedicated to the words of Jesus, and one of the things that Jesus said was that one has to take the beam out of one's own eye before one takes the mote out of thy brother's eye. In other words, you have to correct what's seriously wrong with you before you can correct what is slightly wrong with something else. And in light of that, I wanted to say that the major problem we have in the world, or one of the major problems, or one of the most easily corrected problems, to be more specific, is sitting right in front of you as you sit here in front of your computer. That problem is the keyboard. If you take a look down at your keyboard right now, I'm sure you'll see, for most of you, the letters Q, W, E, R, T, and Y in the top row towards the left-hand side. That is the problem that is keeping the world back for most of the development goals that we have in the world today. It was estimated that since that device was invented, the QWERTY keyboard, which was invented in 1872, to actually slow the hands down of people who used typewriters back in that day. Since the new keyboard that I'm going to talk about was invented between 1935 and 1975 or thereabouts, the world lost over $1 trillion in productivity. And that was well before the advent of the personal computer and computing as we know it today, and certainly before the advent of the internet, in which anyone in the world could have a computer. Now, the keyboard that I'm talking about that should replace it is known as the Dvorak keyboard, and you'll see links to it underneath this video here at my homepage at lightoftheworld.com. The Dvorak keyboard has been known to help alleviate such things as repetitive stress syndrome and other things. I'm just going to give you one of the many facts that you'll find on the pages that I link to about the Dvorak keyboard, and should you be interested in switching over on your own prior to what I'm going to suggest when we have the governments do it, then you can get the book called The Dvorak Keyboard by Randy Cassingham, which explains the Dvorak keyboard in full. The Dvorak keyboard was invented in 1935 by a man named August Dvorak, and it switches the letters of the keyboard around so that in the top row you have some symbols and letters, but in the home row of the left hand, we have the vowels of the English language, vowels of Romantic languages actually, A, O, E, U, and I, and the Y is in the left-hand column also. I'm just going to give you that one figure and then let you look it up on the links that I provide. The figure that I'm going to give you is this. In an 8-hour day, a typist who's using two hands to type will travel back and forth between rows between 16 and 20 miles on the old, QWERTY, outdated keyboard. On a Dvorak keyboard, a typist's hands will travel back and forth only 1 mile or less. Significant savings, and it translates to trillions of dollars in productivity savings each and every year, given the current state of use of keyboards now in the world today. I'm also going to provide a few samples of updated keyboard physical models of keyboards, the best of which I think happen to be either the Maltron keyboard, which is a layout which uses a keypad in the middle, and or the Kinesis Advantage QWERty-Dvorak keyboard, which will allow people who still are stuck on QWERTY to type on QWERTY, but those who are growing up in the new age to type on a Dvorak, learn on a Dvorak, learn to type on a Dvorak, and save the world trillions of dollars. So I'm going to ask you to look at those links, the Dvorak links that I provided below, and see how we can save the world $1 trillion each and every year, more than $1 trillion, probably $1 trillion alone in the United States each and every year, if we should all switch to the Dvorak keyboard. Now, my suggestion for switching over was actually to have the label sent out with the economic stimulus package that President Bush had proposed back in last year. It was passed by Congress, and have those labels sent out so that you can apply them to your keyboard and switch it over. People like Bill Gates and Steve Jobs have known about the Dvorak keyboard since the beginning of their careers in computing, and actually the Dvorak keyboard is built into the very computer that you're using. There are instructions depending on the model you're using as to how to switch it over by using the software. All you need is labels of a keyboard, put labels on your keyboard, and you'll switch your keyboard over to the Dvorak keyboard. And if you have a clear label or a Dual-Legend label, such as sold by Juliet Corporation, you can change over your keyboard and still have people who are not going to switch for no matter who says it, even if it be somebody like myself. Then they're not going to switch over regardless of who says it. But the nature of this entry into the Design 21 competition is, if I be lifted up, then I will draw all men unto me. There was a singer who sang in a nightclub that I used to go to as an impressionable young adult that sang a song called "It Should Have Been Me." And whoever wins the presidency this time around, well, it should have been me, because I know what to do with the world, and I know how to run it. I studied for it, and I'm a design scientist. I'm a design science revolutionary, and it is through the Agency of Design Science, as found on the link at the BFI.org link here at my site, Buckminster Fuller Institute. It's through design science that the world can be saved. It's the only way the world can be saved at this point in time, and most of the links you see are concerning the design science revolution. As for the Millennium Goals particularly, there are links directly to the Millennium Goal sites below this video, and they are self-explanatory. I will mark them as appropriate so that you can get to them. Hopefully this is going to be entered into the Design 21 contest, and hopefully I will win the contest. My entry was called, "If I be lifted up, I will draw all men unto me." And that's what Jesus said, and if I be lifted up, I will truly draw all men unto me. Thank you, and explore the site. Hope you enjoy it. There are many links and many features, such as exposing my nemesis, who happened to be Ronald Reagan, who I believe to have been the Antichrist. And it's all self-explanatory in the books that I wrote. They're available. I'm not trying to make money off of this. The books are available for free download. If you go into the Lulu box down below, you'll see it. And click on the videos, etc., that are here at this page, and you'll find out exactly what's going on today. So, that's it from here at lightoftheworld.com. Remember, you've got to take care of your own business first before you can take care of somebody else's business. Another way of putting it is take the mote out of your eye before you take the beam out of your eye before you take the mote out of somebody else's. And another one, finally, I'm going to end with this: charity begins at home.